Golden ribbons shimmered under the soft glow of fairy lights. Laughter filled the air as guests gathered, chatting over plates of hors d'oeuvres. The scent of vanilla cake and fresh roses blended into a perfect symphony of celebration. My wife, Emily, stood at the center of it all, glowing in a flowing pink dress that accentuated her baby bump. She looked breathtaking, yet something about the way she held herself sent a chill through my veins. I sat awkwardly in my designated seat, right in front of the restroom door. The place of exile. While everyone else enjoyed cushioned chairs around the decorated tables, I had a wobbly folding chair near the worst possible location. Each time the bathroom door swung open, a gust of artificial lavender scent mixed with something far less pleasant hit my nose. Someone had placed me here intentionally. But why? Daniel, my wife's best friend, hovered close to her side. Too close. Every time she laughed, she touched his arm. Every time he spoke, she leaned in as if his words carried more weight than anyone else's. I told myself I was imagining things, that stress was warping my perspective, but unease gripped my stomach. My mother-in-law, Eleanor, tapped her glass with a fork, silencing the crowd. Everyone, I just want to take a moment to express my love for my beautiful daughter and her husband, Ethan. They are about to embark on the most wonderful journey, parenthood. Polite claps followed, but something about her tone gnawed at me. It was forced, rehearsed. Emily turned toward me, her smile warm but distant. "Say something," she whispered. I cleared my throat, forcing a grin. "I just want to say, I'm the luckiest man alive." My voice sounded hollow, even to myself. Daniel smirked, raising his glass. His gaze lingered on my wife before he took a slow sip of champagne. Something wasn't right. And deep down, I already knew what it was. The crisp evening air did little to calm the storm inside me. I gripped the porch railing, inhaling deeply, but the knot in my chest only tightened. Laughter spilled from the house, muffled by the glass doors behind me. Celebration carried on as if everything was perfect, as if I wasn't drowning in suspicion. Emily's laughter rang through the air, light and carefree. I turned, peering through the window. She was with Daniel again. His hand brushed her back in a way that made my stomach clench. Their eyes met, a silent exchange passing between them. He smirked. She blushed. A sharp chill crawled up my spine. I had tried to ignore it for months. The lingering touches, the late-night texts she claimed were just friendly, the way Daniel always seemed to be around. I had convinced myself that my jealousy was irrational, that Emily loved me, that she would never. A voice pulled me from my thoughts. Strange, isn't it? I turned to find Sarah, Emily's cousin, standing beside me, arms crossed. Her expression was unreadable. I frowned. "What is?" She exhaled, glancing toward the house. "The way they are together. How no one really says anything about it." My blood ran cold. "What do you mean?" Sarah hesitated, choosing her words carefully. "I don't want to cause trouble, Ethan. But if I were you, I'd pay closer attention." I stared at her, my pulse hammering in my ears. "Are you saying?" She sighed, shaking her head. "I'm saying that I think you already know." The ground beneath me felt unsteady. My mind raced through memories. Nights Emily came home late, claiming she was with Daniel for work stuff, mornings where she smiled at her phone, fingers moving quickly across the screen. The way she never seemed fully present with me anymore. Blind. I had been so blind. A burst of laughter from inside made my stomach turn. I pushed the door open, stepping back into the warmth of the house. My heart pounded as I made my way through the guests, eyes locked on my wife. Then I saw it. Daniel's hand slipping from Emily's waist as I approached. Her wide eyes when she spotted me. His smug expression, as if he knew something I didn't. Whispers surrounded me. Low murmurs. Stifled gasps. And then, like a punch to the gut, I caught a snippet of conversation. Does he even know? Poor guy. She didn't even bother hiding it well. The walls of the room seemed to close in. My breath came in shallow gasps. My hands trembled. I needed the truth. Without thinking, I moved toward the hallway, where Emily had just slipped away, Daniel following close behind. A door clicked shut. I hesitated for only a second before following. My world was about to shatter. My pulse roared in my ears as I stood outside the closed door. Laughter and conversation buzzed from the main room, but here, in the dimly lit hallway, a heavy silence pressed down on me. My fingers curled into fists, my breath shaky. Inside, muffled voices exchanged hushed words. Emily's voice, soft, urgent. "Not here, Daniel. Someone might see us." Daniel chuckled, his tone laced with arrogance. "Relax, Em. No one's paying attention." Rage boiled inside me. My knuckles whitened as I reached for the doorknob. But I hesitated. A part of me wanted to turn around, to pretend I hadn't heard anything. That maybe, just maybe, I had misunderstood. But I couldn't ignore it anymore. I shoved the door open. Emily gasped, stepping away from Daniel as if distance could erase the moment I had just witnessed. Her face drained of color. "Ethan." Daniel didn't flinch. He simply smirked, adjusting his shirt cuffs like he had nothing to lose. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. "How long?" My voice was barely above a whisper. Emily opened her mouth, but no words came. "How long, Emily?" I demanded, my voice cracking. She squeezed her eyes shut, shaking her head. "It's not what you think." I let out a bitter laugh. "Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks exactly like what I think." Daniel exhaled sharply, rolling his eyes. "All right, let's not be dramatic, Ethan." I turned on him, rage igniting in my veins. "You don't get to talk." He shrugged, completely unfazed. "Look, man. It just happened. No hard feelings, all right? No hard feelings." Something inside me snapped. I lunged at him, grabbing the collar of his expensive suit. "You've been screwing my wife and you expect no hard feelings?" Emily yelped. "Ethan, stop." She grabbed my arm, trying to pull me away, but I barely felt her touch. Daniel smirked, even as my grip tightened. "You don't want to do this," he taunted. I wanted to break his smug face. I wanted to hurt him the way he had hurt me. But as I stared into his cocky expression, a sick realization hit me. He wanted this. He wanted me to explode, to lose control, to make a scene. Because in his mind, he had already won. I let go. Daniel stumbled back, laughing. "Smart choice." I turned to Emily, my heart shattering in my chest. "Do you love him?" She hesitated. That hesitation was my answer. A bitter lump rose in my throat. "Is the baby even mine?" Emily's breath hitched. For the first time, true panic flickered in her eyes. "Ethan." I felt like the ground had been ripped from under me. I had spent months dreaming about being a father, preparing for our child. But now, everything I thought I knew was crumbling. I swallowed hard, nodding slowly. "I see." Then, without another word, I turned and walked away. Emily called my name, but I didn't stop. I didn't look back. The night air bit at my skin as I stepped outside. My heart pounded, my mind spinning like a storm I couldn't escape. The sounds of laughter and celebration inside felt like cruel mockery. I had just lost everything: my wife, my marriage, my sense of reality. I stumbled to my car, gripping the door handle to steady myself. My breath came in ragged gasps. Emily's hesitation still echoed in my head. "Is the baby even mine?" I had to know. Instead of driving home, I went straight to the hospital. The same one where Emily had all her prenatal visits. I needed answers, and I needed them now. The receptionist barely looked up. "Can I help you?" I forced my voice to stay steady. "I need a paternity test. Urgently." She raised a brow. "For a baby that hasn't been born yet?" "Yes." Her fingers tapped at the keyboard. "You'll need the mother's consent." My stomach clenched. Emily would never agree. I exhaled sharply. "What if I—" "Ethan?" A familiar voice made me freeze. I turned to see Sarah, Emily's cousin, standing a few feet away, concern etched on her face. "Sarah," I breathed. She glanced at the receptionist, then back at me. I think I can help. 2 days passed. The baby shower had become nothing but a painful memory. I hadn't spoken to Emily. I hadn't answered her calls. I had simply waited. Then, Sarah came through. She met me at a small cafe, sliding an envelope across the table. I stared at it, my hands clammy. How did you? She gave me a sad smile. Let's just say Emily isn't as careful as she thinks. I swallowed hard and ripped the envelope open. My eyes scanned the document, my pulse drumming in my ears. And then, my world shattered all over again. Probability of paternity, 0%. I let out a hollow laugh. Not mine. Sarah reached across the table, squeezing my hand. I'm sorry, Ethan. I nodded numbly. Me too. That evening, I returned to the house, our house. But it wasn't mine anymore. Emily sat on the couch, her face blotchy from crying. The moment she saw me, she shot up. Ethan, I tossed the envelope onto the coffee table. I know. Her mouth opened, but no words came. I crossed my arms. How long, Emily? She swallowed. Almost a year. I exhaled sharply, shaking my head. And the baby? Tears spilled down her cheeks. Daniel's. I clenched my jaw. Even though I already knew, hearing it from her felt like a knife twisting in my gut. I never wanted to hurt you, she whispered. I laughed bitterly. You sure as hell didn't try very hard to stop it. She wiped her face. Ethan, please. We can. I held up a hand. Don't. Just don't. She sobbed. I still love you. I stared at her, at the woman I had given everything to, the woman who had thrown it all away, and I felt nothing. No anger. No heartbreak. Just emptiness. I turned toward the door. You can have the house. I don't want it. Her breath hitched. Where will you go? I gripped the doorknob, pausing for only a second. Anywhere but here. Then, I walked out without looking back.